When you think of a gentleman, I'm sure you think of a sharply dressed man, perhaps in a suit, a tie, and a polished pair of shoes. But being well dressed is just as much about what you don't wear as what you do. And that's why in today's video, we are going to go over 9 things that no matter what, a gentleman never wears. Hello, my name is James, and I'm on a mission to create a generation of gentlemen. Right now it's summer, and that seems to give many men the excuse to dress at their absolute worst. But one thing in particular that I would highly recommend avoiding is wearing flip-flops anytime you are not either at the beach or by the pool. If you're going to be dipping in and out of the water, walking along the sand, nothing wrong with a pair of flip-flops. But I'm sure you've seen many men wearing these walking down the street, in the grocery store, and even at a restaurant. Gentlemen, if it's summer, there are many other footwear options available that are better suited to going out in public, such as a pair of loafers, a pair of espadrilles, even a pair of leather sandals is better than flip-flops. It's very likely you might have been invited to a wedding recently, or perhaps you have one coming up, and you're thinking what to wear. You want to be well dressed, you want to represent yourself and your family appropriately. But when choosing a suit, make sure that you don't wear a suit that will be more eye-catching or more impressive than the groom's. Now, your suit might be more expensive, it might be of a better quality, but the pattern and the color and the design should not be more flashy. They should not be more attention-grabbing. It's not about style, it's simply about etiquette. It's the bride and groom's special day, not yours. So if there's ever a time to play it a little bit safe, go for a more conservative suit, it's certainly at a wedding. And even if it's a summer wedding, you could opt for a stone linen, single-breasted suit that's nice and neutral, not going to take the attention away from anybody. Velcro should be a banned material in a gentleman's world. Never use a wallet made of Velcro as an adult, and certainly your shoes should not have any Velcro. Even if you're wearing sandals, you want sandals that use buckles. There's something about Velcro, I think it's mostly because it's used in children's clothing, that seems so juvenile and immature. I recently actually saw a video in which a woman said that her biggest ick, that means turn off, in a date would be for a man to pull out a Velcro wallet. At least he's still pulling out his wallet, but a leather wallet, much better, and with your shoes, buckles, laces, slip-ons, that's the way to go. One thing that the Queen of England hated to see a man wearing was a pre-tied bow tie. Now, I totally understand why many men go for these, because the idea of tying your own bow tie can seem intimidating, especially if you only do it once every year or once every few years. But if you can tie your shoelaces, then you can tie a bow tie. It's actually not that difficult. And why does it make a difference anyway? Well, sadly, pre-tied bow ties simply look a little too perfect. They look artificial. And anytime anything looks too perfect or too artificial, it naturally looks cheap. Whereas a self-tied bow tie will be slightly imperfect, it will be slightly wonky, but that is what makes it elegant. So even if you won't be meeting with royalty, make sure you have a normal bow tie before your next black tie event and practice tying it at home. But as I said, if you can tie your shoelaces, a bow tie shouldn't be too difficult for you. A gentleman never wears sweatpants when he's not breaking a sweat. There's nothing wrong with wearing workout clothes, sweatpants, athleisure, when you're actually at the gym, when you're actually engaging in exercise. It would be completely ridiculous of me to tell you to wear a suit or tailored trousers at the gym. But the problem that we have today is that these clothes have crossed over and become daily wear. But as Karl Lagerfeld said, sweatpants are a sign of defeat. And even when working from home, you could opt for a pair of linen drawstring trousers, lightweight, soft, breathable, relaxed fit, but much more elegant looking than anything that ought to be worn inside a gym. When a man is making an effort to dress well or discover his own style, he may begin wearing a pocket square and tie, which is absolutely fantastic. A pocket square is a great way to upgrade your style. However, you never want to wear a pocket square and a tie that match exactly. Even though I know this can be confusing because some stores will actually sell them as a matching set, but to be quite honest with you, that's for amateurs who don't know what they're doing. A truly stylish man would always coordinate his tie and pocket square, picking out a similar shade or tone between the two, but the pattern should never be the same and the color should never be exactly the same either. When they are identical, it looks too perfect, it almost looks costumish. Instead, a man's ability to tastefully select a tie with a complementary pocket square, that's the indicator of style that others in the know will be looking for. And of course, there's nothing wrong with simply wearing no pocket square at all. I'm not wearing one with this outfit, it would have been too much. Or you could opt for a white presidential fold, which works in pretty much every situation. One of the most basic faux pas I still see men make is wearing t-shirts with large designer logos. This typically happens when a man begins making a bit of money. He's able to go and afford the Guess t-shirt, the Hugo Boss t-shirt, the Versace t-shirt, and they walk around like a billboard for these companies. But a gentleman doesn't want that. A gentleman has his own style, and even if he's wearing a garment as simple as a t-shirt, there's no need to present a logo. You are the brand, you are the trademark. And for me, anytime I see either a man or a woman covering themselves in designer logos, it always screams insecurity. So to truly appear confident, to actually appear high status, you never want to wear any logos. Even if your clothes are designer, even if your clothes are expensive, nobody needs to know. They should only be able to tell by the quality of the cloth, by the cut of the fabric, and by the taste with which you have styled your pieces. Every few years, a new trend in men's barbering and men's hairstyles seems to make the waves. Whether it was the Peaky Blinders undercut, the skin fade, or about a decade ago, it was the man bun. Now, I've been through lots of different hairstyles in my life. I'm not one to judge here. I'm simply encouraging you to do what I've found to work very well for me, which is to embrace a more classic style. Something like a side part, like what I'm wearing today, maybe a slicked back look might better suit your face shape, or something more short and conservative, such as a crew cut. When it comes to a hairstyle, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. There are many classic options to choose from, which will suit your face shape, will send the right message about the man you are. But the worst thing to do is to fall for a trend, to fall for some kind of extremity, which will not only make you look like a follower of the herd in the short term, but in the long term will make you seem slightly ridiculous. The next time you receive an invite with the dress code black tie optional, make sure that you go for the black tie. Today, we don't get many opportunities in society to truly dress up, and black tie is the most formal dress code that most modern men will get to experience. Even if you don't yet have a dinner jacket or a tuxedo, don't go and rent one. Use this as your time to invest in one. And you might find that once you do make that investment, you find yourself getting invited to other black tie events. You end up looking for galas, for charity events, which can be fantastic opportunities to expand your network. At the same time, never wear black tie to any event where that is not the dress code, because to be so overdressed as to be wearing black tie when other men are in ordinary suits will make you seem slightly ridiculous. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video on the 9 things that a gentleman never wears. If you enjoy the philosophy and the lifestyle that we discuss on this channel, and you would enjoy being part of a network of other like-minded gentlemen walking into rooms where men enjoy similar topics of conversation, life philosophies, and personal standards and ambitions, check out our members club using the link in the description. I think you would find a home right there. Either way, I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and I thank you very much for watching.